Good morning. This is KHEA Radio. It's just after 9 o'clock on a Monday. I have a guest in studio. We're going to be talking about the Keels and Wheels event. They're celebrating their 25th year. I'm excited to learn about this. I'm going to kick this on the FM. Here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. My name is Gardy. I have a guest in studio. I'm going to let him introduce himself and then share the organization he's representing today. Good morning.
Hi, I'm Gary Garnett. I'm a director with Keels and Wheels, which is the annual car show held at Lakewood. Normally every May. Last year, unfortunately, we didn't get to hold the show, but this year, May 1st and 2nd, coming up.
May 1st and 2nd. So if somebody wants to find information, get tickets, learn more, where do they go?
Go to keels-wheels.com. We have all the information on there. You can buy the tickets. Right now, they're $30 pre-sale. Online at the gate, they'll be $40.
All right. So if I've never been before, I show up, what can I expect whenever I walk? It's an outdoor event, right? When
That's
I walk
correct.
up, what can I expect?
An experience of a lifetime. When you come through the gates at Lakewood, which is a 38-acre facility that it's a private club, you'll start to see cars as you come in the gate. You wander through the big, massive oak trees. There'll be older cars, the early 1900s, all kinds of cars you can think of. You'll wander around through there. You'll come to an area as you come around the corner, and that will be where the movie cars, the Keels versus Ferrari movie cars will be there. A couple of the Cobras that were in the movie are going to be there. Numerous GTs, Ford GTs, $1 million cars are going to be there. We have a couple of surprises that probably are going to be there. Aaron Shelby, the grandson of Carol Shelby, is going to be there as one of the grand marshals signing autographs. Peter Miles, the son of Ken Miles, the British race car driver, is going to be there also as a grand marshal. So the area is just incredible. It's nothing but cars, a feeling of that. You come around the corner and there will be boats in the water. We're the only show in the nation that has both boats and cars. This year we have 75 boats in the water. These are the old Chris Craft, the wooden boats, the Donzies, the Yellow Jackets, all of the antique boats that you may not even remember or heard of because they're back in the 30s and before. We have 225 cars represented there. This year we're honoring the Ford and Ferrari, obviously, with the movie cars. So this is an event that is unique in as all of the people that put on the show, the board of directors like myself, and all the members of Lakewood who are the workers at the show, all do it voluntarily. No one's paid to do this. This is done as a show and as for charities. Our charities this year are Lighthouse Charities, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard. They're just phenomenal people with the floods and everything that goes on in disasters. And then Cole Garden Foundation, which is a new foundation honoring a young man. His father is head of Lighthouse. But this is a phenomenal organization that helps the FFA and 4-H and the animal programs at all the schools to the kids that can't afford animals. And then the harbor, which we've had for numerous years.
So I had to look up what a keel was. Whenever we first talked on the phone, I Googled it. You told me the website, and then I understood, okay, keels, we're talking about boats. And so what about some of the boats that are gonna be there? And I guess, are you into boating yourself?
I am in boating. I've been in boating since I was very, very young. I'm a power boater. I have a boat at Lakewood. Keels is an interesting word. That is the bottom part of a sailboat that actually balances and holds it up. So that's where the word keels and wheels. 25 years ago, Paul Merriman, who was a big boater, and Bob Fuller, who was an automobile enthusiast, got together, and that's how Keels and Wheels started. Those two founded it. Both of them will be at the show this year, 25 years and running. It's a phenomenal to walk in, and as you come around the corner, you'll look down, and we have an inner harbor there, and all 75 boats will be parked there on docks, and you can walk up to them and see them, and it's really something to see.
The thing that's unique to me is that nobody has tried to copy this event. 25 years, and it's the only one that offers a car show and a boat show at the same time. Why do you think that is?
Well, main reason because you got to have water to get the boats in there, and most of them are held on golf courses, Pebble Beach, and the other concourses across the country have the cars and are held on golf courses. So you got to have water. We have a unique location. We have 38 acres on Clear Lake. Basically, that is a boating center. We just finished an Opti program worldwide. We had 225 young kids in these little Opti boats that are about 10 foot long, 8 foot long. They're little bitty things, sailing all over the bay. If anybody was out on the bay, they saw nothing but sailboats this past weekend. So we're coming off the heels of that with Keels and Wheels and ready to go.
So last year the event wasn't able to happen. Y'all tried, rescheduled a couple times, right?
That's correct. Last year was a tough year for everybody. We're scheduled the first weekend of May every year. Obviously, last year in about late March, early April, we said this isn't going to work. We rescheduled to October. We bounced along there hoping and that we could have it. Obviously, October came up and we couldn't have it. This year, we scheduled for May the 1st. It's been a tough year starting out. We got the word pretty much the first part of April that we could do it with the Seabrook and with the other people that the governor and everything. And we kicked into gear. The board consists of 15 members, and each board member took an area, and we took off running. And it's going to happen. Bigger and better than ever.
What do you think this means for those nonprofits and the charities that y'all are able to raise money for? Because last year there was a lot of events that weren't able to happen, and that's how these nonprofits will stay in business, right?
Absolutely. The nonprofits obviously are hurting from that. They try to go on with their programs and their budgets and stuff. I've worked with Lighthouse Charities for many, many years, and they've had a tough year. They had an event here about a month and a half ago. It was an outdoor event. It was a good event, but it was still right on the edge of the lockdown, you say, and so no, they're looking very forward to it. Lighthouse Charities will be there. We'll have the food vending. All of that money will go directly to Lighthouse Charities. Carbach Brewing has got a new beer out called Helping Hands, honoring Cold Garden Helping Hands Foundation. $1 of every beer that's sold will be going to the charity. So the charities are looking forward to it, and they do a really fantastic job.
Lighthouse Charities, they go and feed a ton of people, right? They have the red trucks and everything.
That's them.
So they've been on our campus numerous times. After Hurricane Harvey, they delivered food, not just here. You know, I would say thousands and thousands of meals to anybody that needed it. Just driving up and down, delivering food, and we were handing them out here and some other items as well. But I can't speak good enough about what they do for the community. And they're very recognizable.
They have done unbelievably. When the storm hit over at Beaumont Port Arthur, they were feeding 30,000 people a day with their equipment. Their equipment is amazing. They've got generators. They've got a purification. They can back up to Clear Lake with a truck, put a hose in the water, purify it, and have drinking water coming out the other side. They're amazing to watch, and those people are so dedicated to helping people. Mm-hmm. They just are amazing, and we love working with them. Like I said, I've worked with them for several years, and we always look forward to working with them.
This is KHEA Radio right now. It's 9:11 on a Monday morning. My name's Gardy. This is Kickstart. I'm talking to Gary Garnett. He's with Keels and Wheels. The event's taking place this Saturday and Sunday. You can go to keels-wheels.com to find out more information, get tickets. How long have you been involved with Keels and Wheels, and why did you get involved with it?
I've been involved with Keels and Wheels for a number of years. I'm retired. My past was media, marketing, and advertising. I took over the media and advertising part of it a couple of years ago to try to move Keels and Wheels into the next realm, and it's working. We have our social media, which is so important nowadays. We're going to be doing a live show from Keels and Wheels. We'll do 5 segments, 1 Friday, 2 Saturday, and 2 Sunday. That is going to be fed to our social media site, to numerous sites. It will also be fed to the Shelby Foundation, which has about 500,000. We're probably going to be live feeding to about 1.5 million, 2 million people. So this year is incredible. We also have this year a new area called Club Concours. Club Concours is kind of an upscale area where you can buy tickets. You can go online and buy them. They're $250 for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. You get to come into the show an extra hour early. We're serving breakfast and lunch in the Club Concourse area. It's a large area where you can. A lot of corporations and businesses are bringing clients there for that. And then Saturday evening we have a concert by Main Street out of Pearland that's playing there on the facility Saturday night. And Sunday will be the same thing. You have passes to both. So those are available also online.
So earlier you said about 1.5 million people are going to be watching this via stream, or they're going to be touched in some way for this event. That's
correct. All over the world, not just obviously our capabilities with the internet now, it takes it all over the world, and it's interesting. A lot of people, we're looking for a record crowd this year, quite honestly. People have been pent up and wanting to get out, and all the car shows and all the events that I'm seeing out there are just overrun with a lot of people. This past weekend, Texas City had a car show, over 200 cars. They're a different type. Keels and Wheels is the elegance. It is the cream of the crop. It is the best, most perfect cars, collector cars that can be found. We have hundreds of people send in wanting to put their cars in Keels and Wheels. Our selection committee actually picks the best. So it is something to see, and not something you'll just see at the normal shows. I go to a lot of them. I've been involved in cars since I was 14 years old. Believe it or not, back then you got your driver's license at 14.
Really?
Now, being a parent and a grandfather, I'm not sure why that happened, but that's what happened. My first car was a 1931 Model A coupe. Wasn't because that's what was there then. That's what I wanted. That was in about 1957. And then I had a 57 Plymouth, and gosh, all the cars I've had over the years, if I had them, I would be a multimillionaire. I had some rare cars. At the time, I sold one to buy the next one. Didn't realize it was going to be rare.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could have any car back that you've owned over the years, which one would that be?
The one that I would love to have back was a 1969 GTO Judge. It was called the Judge. It was a white Judge with white interior. Very few were made. I bought it from Frizzell Pontiac in 1969, kept it a couple of years, and traded it in and got something else. I would give anything to have that car back. It's only worth about $300,000 now. So
yeah,
there's not many of them out there. But
wow.
Yeah.
So whenever I go to my father-in-law's house, there's either like a news channel on or there's a garage show on, and that's not usually my first thing to watch, but I sit down and then I end up getting hooked. It's like, oh, it's a 1967 Corvette Stingray, and they got to pretty much rebuild these cars. So I was over there on Saturday, and I was watching, back-to-back episodes, and I never really considered myself a car guy, but then I find myself being like, looking at my bank account and being like, how much was that? Okay, I could give myself a 1967 Stingray, maybe. It's interesting how that hooks you in, even though I don't consider myself like a car person.
I think everybody loves the automobile. I mean, we go all the way back to Henry Ford and the old Model Ts, Model A's, all the way up. I've always got a number of cars around. I bought a Roush 2007 Mustang convertible, which Roush builds the engines for the Cobras and all that, about 2 weeks ago. I love them. We have an event at Lakewood the second Saturday of every month for members and guests and friends of members called Coffee and Cars. And we have 40 or 50 cars show up. People just love to get their cars out. And I think now even more so than ever, because everybody's wanting to get out and has been, they've had a chance to work on their cars for the last year and a half for sure, because they couldn't go anywhere. So we ought to have some beautiful cars out.
Earlier you mentioned what sets y'all apart from the other car shows. Can you remind people what makes y'all different than, a car show down the street?
Again, we're Keels and Wheels Concours d'Elegance. That is the cream of the crop. That is there's only a few concourses in the United States, and Amelia Island, Pebble Beach, that have the top cars. There's people around that have car collections in the thousands. Charlie Thomas, a lot of the car dealers that have cars, and they have collections that are absolutely breathtaking, unbelievable. Hundreds and thousands of antique, classic, custom cars. And a lot of them put them in our shows, so we have a number of those coming in.
So if a car is there, it's been vetted, there was a committee to select and find these are the best ones that we want to showcase for the community. It's a big deal.
That's correct.
Yeah.
The cars are. Now, there'll be a few cars there that will just be there for people to see. They're not going to be judged. But any car that's going to be judged in its class have been vetted. They've been hand-picked, as well as the boats. They've been hand-picked. They come from all over, not just around Houston. We've got cars coming in by transport this week. They're rolling in as we speak today. Everybody's over there setting up. We've got transports bringing cars in from California, Vegas, upstate, Northeast, Florida, Georgia. We've got cars coming in from all over the country that send their cars out here to be judged.
What are you most excited to see? A boat and a car that you know is going to be there that you haven't seen before.
Well, I'm anxious to see the Ford and Ferrari movie cars and to talk with Aaron Shelby. I'm a follower of that group of cars. Boat-wise, there's just so many boats. There's so many old Chris Crafts, the old wooden Chris Crafts, and the story with them there. Some of them were left derelict and were just laying in pieces, and people have put these boats back together. And they're just pristine. It's just, I don't know, just to see them there on the water and a beautiful sunshiny day and kind of bobbing in the water. It's just a feeling that is neat. I can't explain it. I love them and I love being around them. That's why I got on the board. We want to keep the antique cars and the concourse alive for the younger generation. So many of the younger kids, my grandkids, I've got grandkids all the way from 6 weeks, a couple weeks old, all the way up to 21 years old. A lot of them come out and see them. We see a lot of grandfathers bringing their grandsons and a lot of fathers bringing their sons. It's just something to keep alive, and people get excited about it.
Okay, this may not be a good question, but I was just thinking about it. So what cars do you think are coming out now that people are going to have as a first or second car or whatever, and then they're going to end up trading in or selling, and then they look 30 years down the road or maybe longer, and they wish that they had it back because it's worth $300,000?
That's an interesting question. The cars that are coming out today, I've worked on cars and built cars all of my life. Unfortunately, at my age, cars are almost like computers. They're run by computers. I can't go out and take a carburetor apart and fix it like I used to could. Now I've got to take it and somebody's got to plug a computer into it and tell me what's wrong with it. The next stage that's coming, obviously, is the electric vehicles. I think probably over the next year we're going to see, we may have them this year, the electric Ford Mustang and the pickup. Obviously, Tesla has had a tremendous move on this. I think a lot's going to happen over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, as far as electric vehicles. Obviously, the old gas vehicles that are back there are going to become relics and antiques. So it's a whole different world as far as transportation. Obviously, I guess the cars will be drivers. We'll get in and just say, take me to Walmart or wherever, and that's where they'll take us. I'm a little nervous about that, but
yeah,
I don't know if I can sit there and not touch the steering wheel and it take me somewhere, but it's coming.
I saw a meme that was shared. It was like a screenshot on Facebook, and it said that this car, a smart car, electric, could self-diagnose itself and order parts. And it was like, imagine you wake up, your car ordered brand new tires while you were sleeping, and you get a bill for $1,200 that you weren't expecting. It's like, Tesla, you gotta slow down. At least ask me first, because that would be
I'm sure that will happen. It'll probably just open your garage door, back out, and go to the shop, and you'll call and say, well, when can I go? And the car will come home. So yeah, I don't know that's speculation that's beyond my realm.
Yes. Right now it's 9:21. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. My name's Gardy. I'm talking to Gary. We're talking about Keels and Wheels. It's taking place this Saturday and Sunday. Earlier, before we went on the air, you mentioned you were on the Kelly Williams show. How did that go?
That was very interesting. Kelly does a very, very nice show, and she was all excited. Her dad is a big car enthusiast, and we talked about Keels and Wheels and Aaron Shelby and all the people coming and everything, and she was very excited about it, and we got a lot of viewings. Our viewing on social media went up like 2,000%. After that show.
That's awesome.
The word's out. People are looking for something to do. One thing I want to mention, Gordy, is obviously I've been watching the weather pretty close. And it looks like right now, we just had a meeting this morning, but it looks like right now that Thursday and maybe into Friday, we're going to get a little bit of rain. Maybe even Friday afternoon. We never know how that weather forecast is going to work. But right now, it looks excellent for Saturday and Sunday. Saturday morning could be a little misty, won't hurt us, but it's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to have light breeze, and I think it's going to be perfect for the show.
Hopefully it's like this past weekend. It was amazing. Saturday and Sunday was not as good, but Saturday was the perfect day,
Absolutely.
I would say.
Absolutely. I think it will be. We've been real lucky with weather. We'll get a little bit of a storm in maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday while we're trying to set up and get the tents up, and we have a huge number of tents out there. One that I wanted to specifically thank is Texas Mattress Makers. They are our Club Concours sponsor and our entertainment sponsor. These guys have jumped in behind us and helped us move ahead. We have numerous other sponsors. Moody Bank, we've got McRee Ford. I can't even name all of them off right now, but we really appreciate these corporate sponsors that are helping keep the dream alive and keeping this show going, because we are a charity also. We're a 501, so it's we're a charity and we're trying to help charities. So it's always nice to have corporate sponsors. But again, I want to thank Texas Mattress Makers. They have really jumped in. They're going to bring 60 people out to the show as their guests and kind of have a party there. So
awesome. You mentioned earlier, Gary, that you have a background in you did some media and you did promotions and marketing. What exactly did you do? Because it's interesting to see how things have changed and evolved.
I did a lot. I was involved with an advertising agency. We handled Aeromexico and a lot of the clients down in Mexico. I personally got involved with Cancun many, many years ago and produced the music events for Cancun back in the late 70s and early 80s. I produced the Cancun Jazz Festival for them, and I took Carlos Santana to Cancun to play on a stage on the beach in Cancun to 25,000 people. First time Carlos had been to Mexico.
Really?
And he was born in Mexico. I mean, to a true, to a resort or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
We took B.B. King, Al Hurt, Joe Sample. B.B. King was one of the funniest. B.B. and his guitar, Lucille. We got him down there for the jazz, and we couldn't get him to leave Cancun. He stayed 2 weeks just going around playing jazz and having a good time. So it was fun. But I've had a background in media, in marketing and advertising, and so that's kind of carrying on with what I've loved to do, and that's mainly what I do with Keels and Wheels. I'm involved with the whole board and setting the thing up, but that's what I try to specialize in.
Do you have any stories about Carlos Santana that you could share?
I have some, but I probably better not share them.
Okay.
That was the times when life was pretty wild for some of the musicians, and and it was funny. I've seen him numerous times since, and he's changed tremendously, as a lot of the younger stars do as we all get older. But we had a ball with them. They were a lot of fun. I took Toby Keith down when he was first getting started. He wasn't even a known artist, and we took him down for a country music festival. He was delightful to work with, and a lot of the others. It was a fun time.
Yeah, you mentioned how social media has kind of changed the game. And y'all have stayed on that, with the reach and live broadcasting. A lot of places are starting, I guess, to be more open and see, especially with last year. But I think it's maybe the most powerful tool we have as media.
Social media has changed completely. I mean, if you look at the newspapers and the magazines and the conventional media that I was used to placing ads in and working with years ago, social media is replacing that. Nearly every one of those, whether it be the Chronicle or the TV station, whatever, they've got a huge presence on social media, and they've kind of swung to that. This is our first year to really, really promote with social media. Prior to that, nobody was on there that saw the value of it, and the number of impressions you can get from social media are just staggering. Print media is I'm not going to say a dying breed. We'll always have some kind of print. I get my stuff on computer. I print it out to read it because I'm old school and I don't read on the screen as well as some of you younger ones do. But yeah, it's social media is obviously the wave of the future. And not just locally but worldwide, and the instantaneous. I mean, what can you not ask Google that they can't answer it for you. I'm just amazed at who puts all this information on. Every time I go to Google, I can't believe that I can go to Google and say Keels and Wheels, and guess what? There's Keels and Wheels.
It shows right up. Yeah. And you look at all of the media outlets, they all have a social media presence, and they have their website and their apps, and that's kind of, it's been developing, but I would say last year people saw the value in that more.
Well, even last year, the number of people that are working at home and tying in through Zoom and meetings with their offices, and I saw a deal this morning that said that productivity was up 5 or 10% with people that are working home. That surprises me. I've worked at home for many, many years and love it, but a lot of people say, no, I don't want to work at home. I want to go to the office. I want to go have my coffee break, whatever. And a lot of people are changing their way of life completely over that.
I saw something, I can't remember where I read it, but it was saying people that have to go back to the office are probably going to have to go through a shock to get back. And then I also saw, if you liked working at home, make sure you do a little bit more work at home, because if you do that, then your company will say, you're doing a great job. Yeah, we'll go ahead and continue to work remote.
Well, I think even the companies are changing, because if you think of the amount of money the companies spend for parking and brick and mortar office space and office desk and furniture and computers and all this kind of support material, telephones, that cost has gone away. So it's changing. But all these people that work at home are ready to get out this weekend and come to Keels and Wheels.
100%. Yeah, people are ready to go. And I saw that car show on 6th Street.
Yeah. And
then there's, I'm trying to think, even like the meetups. You'll see like meetups at like Home Depot.
Oh, yeah. Home Depot is huge over in League City. Saturday nights. I mean, that's gotten to be. And coffee and cars. Some of the coffee and cars in Houston got so big they can't find anybody to host them. There's nowhere to park all the cars in the traffic, So, yeah, it's we're looking for an incredible gate this year. Again, you can get your tickets online, keels-wheels.com, $30 right now. There'll be $40 at the gate. It's off-site parking. You'll see information on there. That's the one thing we have a problem with is parking at Lakewood, because we have cars there where all the cars would normally park. So, but we do have shuttles running. If you want to go, you can get there.
So this event, y'all kind of have all the cars scheduled. Everything's set in concrete. Is there something that y'all haven't had that you would love to bring in maybe for next year?
I think probably next year we'll be looking at some different agenda as far as the cars. We've put a lot of things in play this year that we're testing, Club Concours, the virtual show on the social media. But we'll try to keep the scale up and keep bringing in neat things and cars. Like I said, there's a couple of surprises may be there this year that are interesting new cars that we're waiting for confirmation on right now that we'll get in there.
Is one of the surprises an air show? Because have y'all had
we
boats?
We actually
an
do.
Air show as well?
We have the Remax skydivers will be diving, coming in, parachuting into the parking lot. And I talked Friday with one of them. One of the skydivers is going to have a helmet cam on, and when he lands, he's going to give me a chip, and we're going to live feed that to the internet. So we'll not only have the regular, but we'll have an aerial show coming in over Keels and Wheels, and they're going to live feed that to me. So yeah, we have that too.
Yeah, so it's going to be some air show, a lot of fun going on. There's also going to be boats and cars. And there's going to be something for people of all ages, right?
Oh, absolutely. And the kids, we have a Build-A-Boat for the kids. We have a lot of areas where, food and all area. Next weekend's Mother's Day, so you need to bring Mother out this weekend and let her see all the cars and everything that you want to buy for her for Mother's Day.
That's a great idea. That's a plan right there. Hey, Gary, thank you for joining us today. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, we really appreciate you being here. Like I told you, I don't know what your schedule is, but get with me because we'd sure love to have you come out there. And we've got numerous people live broadcasting also, so we'd love to have you come out.
All right, I'm excited. I know I'm scheduled to go out there Friday to give a sneak peek.
Right.
And then if I can make it out this weekend, I got to double check with my wife because she has an event for a Mother's Day thing with our daughter. But if we can get out there, I would love to.
We'd love to have you.
This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM.